Hi guys, I've had quite a few questions of late about the concept of fingering. What fingers should I use when I play Boogie Woogie, and can you please tell me exactly what fingers I should be using, because I don't want to use the quote-unquote wrong technique. I want to have it all perfect and do exactly the right fingering when I play Boogie Woogie. Please help me. I've had quite a lot of correspondence with people about this issue of fingering, and I think it's an interesting thing. Now, the first thing I would say is that with classical music, particularly simple classical music, fingering is quite important because, you know, with classical music it's very much a dogmatic art form. What do you think I mean by that, camera person? A dogmatic art form?
That there's a very kind of structured way of telling you what to do.
Yeah, I mean, for example, when you have a piece of music, for example, if you come over here to the right hand camera person, if we're doing a simple piece of classical music, let's say, but you know, you might say with the right hand, stay there camera person, stay there. You might say with the right hand, well, you start with the fifth finger here, then you go up to the third, and so forth. And with a simple piece, that's from Johann Sebastian Bach from the Anna Magdalena Notebook. We all learned that piece when we were about 5, I'm sure. You know, with a piece like that, and even slightly more complicated, you can tell people what fingers to play. But with Boogie Woogie, it's not so clear cut. For example, come over here to the right hand camera person. Now when I do this with the right hand, I can play it this way. You know, but you might prefer to do it this way. Instead of doing the 2, 3, you might want to do it this way. You know, that doesn't suit me, but it might suit you. So what I'm trying to say to you is that with Boogie Woogie, you've got to experiment with what fingering is comfortable for you. And the fingering that works for me might work for you, but it might not work for you. And what I encourage you to do with Boogie Woogie is, remember, when most of the Boogie Woogie players started playing, they couldn't read sheet music. It was a pretty much an improvisatory art form, and when you play Boogie Woogie, you've really got to find out the fingering for yourself. So what I encourage you to do is, when you come over to the left hand camera person, when you're doing the chop, you can do it that finger. See if you can do it in 3 different fingerings. So we know the chop, I'm doing it with the 5th finger and the 2nd finger, right? But see if you can do it this way with the 3rd finger. I'm not saying that's the right way, but you can do it that way. You can do it that way, or you could even do it this way. But for me, this feels comfortable. Now I'm skipping over there, but you could do it this way. So the whole point of it is experiment to find the right fingering for you, because with Boogie Woogie you're dealing with improvisation, you're dealing with your own particular hand size, you're dealing with your own particular bone structure, and what works for me and what works for someone else might not work for you. So the answer is experiment. What do you think of that, camera person?
Fantastic.
Okay, let's do a bit of Boogie Woogie, and I'm going to experiment with a few fingers, and camera person might come over here and let's rock and roll. All sorts of fingering going on here. to experiment and see what feels right for you, and often if it feels right, it's the right fingering for you, and get out of that classical music mindset. And to help you do that, I suggest you read The Ultimate Guide to Boogie Woogie. It's one of the few books that really goes into this whole question of fingering and classical mentality versus boogie woogie mentality. It's the first book that you get in the Badass Boogie bundle. So do go to our website and read that book, which is in the Badass Boogie bundle volume 1, and it explains all about fingering, the classical mentality, the boogie woogie mentality, and it's an essential book really to read if you are following the lessons on this channel and you want to be a great boogie woogie player. As always, press that like button, press that subscribe button, and I might see you out and about on our public videos in London, and I will talk to you
very, very soon.
Well said, camera person.
Thank you.